Hey, how's it going, guys? Xenon Great here. Today we're talking about Alaura. So, Alaura was part of the recent 10x 2x, and she seems to be top tier for Gear Raid 3 right hand side. Given that this talent, when the ultimate is not activated, remains in the invisibility state, thus she cannot take damage. So, the big guy that comes out the right side will not kill her. And so she can do some damage, get some damage off on her. I am actually going to do a spotlight on her in terms of the Gear Raid 3 Stage 21 itself. But this is just a generalized spotlight. Let's have a look here at her base attack. 3.6k is pretty decent. It's more than Idril, but less than most damage dealers, I'd say. Idril's only an epic, so that makes sense. She also has this split attack, which is very similar to Brienne. But let's just get into it. Basic attack, it's basic. Deal damage to one enemy. Luckily prioritizes airborne units. Then she has her ultimate, Burst Strike, which is similar to Brienne's in my opinion. Except the invisibility portions, of course. When triggered, loses the invisibility state. Each attack changes to 2 strikes in a row. So 1, 2. And damage to airborne units increases by 45%. That's a very decent increase in damage there. It goes up to 60%, which is really nice. Then we got Extreme Concentration. A passive increases crit rate by 10%, which can go up to 15%. And then if there are no allies in the adjacent tiles, so when she's alone on the right-hand side, this clearly is made specifically for the right-hand side of Gear Raid 3. Her crit damage increases by 35% at max skill on this. That's a lot of crit damage. Last passive. So during the ultimate, as I was saying, why she's kind of like Brienne, for every critical hit she lands, she'll deal 60% damage to 2 targets within 1.5 tiles. Interesting. I've never seen 1.5 of the initial target. So the top right of Gear Raid 3, there's more targets that come out. So after you finish off the initial guy that pops out, you then can pop the ultimate to kill the enemies that are out of range from hurting you, but you can hurt them, and that ultimate just clears them away. Now let's take a look at Awakenings. Awakening 1 is pretty nice. Any crit rate that is above 100% gets transferred over to crit damage. So I have, I think, like 107% crit rate or something, which means I now get an extra 7% crit damage, and it's just 100% crit rate flat, which is the same thing as 107% because you're always going to crit. Awakening 2, base attack increased by 300. Very nice. Awakening 3, crit hits triggered in the invisibility state will have a 50% chance to deal an additional 80% damage to 2 targets. Now, if you have a look here, deals 60% damage to 2 targets is her passive. So her Awakening 3 kind of bumps that up, where when she's not in her ultimate, she has a 50% chance to deal an additional 80% damage to 2 targets. So I guess you could, since this is 50%, that could be 40% damage overall on average. That's a very good Awakening 3, because it's almost like her ultimate is always active in terms of the passive. Awakening 4, crit rate plus 8%, better than plus 5%. Take it. If you always hit 100% crit rate, this basically gives you an extra 8% crit damage. Awakening 5, when in the invisibility state. So this is, let's see. This is the ultimate. When in the invisibility state, every 10 crit hits triggered will increase damage by 10% during the next ultimate, stacking up to 3 times. When ultimate ends, the damage increase will be removed. Right, so if she's sitting there invisible and she does 30 crits, then upon triggering her ultimate, she will do 30% more damage in her ultimate. Bing, bang, boom. When it ends, she loses that bonus. but she can get it back again after getting X amount of crits. So yeah, guys, Gear 8-3, absolute S tier for sure. I am going to do a gearing video on her because I actually have her, and also I'm going to be showing off my new Gear 8-3 Stage 21 team that I finally got put together featuring Alaura. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.